Okay, Internet, I hope you're paying attention. I'm going to say it right now. The Yamaha Red Label guitars are probably my favorite guitars of the year so far. Find out why. Hello everyone, this is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us on the web at alamomusic.com. So that's a pretty bold statement that I just made. If you were paying attention, I'm going to repeat it if you weren't. The Yamaha Red Label guitars are perhaps my favorite guitars to come out of the year. And that's saying something. It's a bold statement. I don't know if it's entirely true, but it's pretty up there. I am enamored with these guitars. Now, if you missed it, we did a video a few weeks back of the FGX5 and FSX5 Red Label guitars. Now, those are the guitars in this lineup that have the new Atmosfeel pickup system, which we'll talk about, and are made of all solid construction, manufactured in China, and come with a really nice hardback from Yamaha. Now, I actually misspoke in that video because I said they were solid top laminate back and sides. And part of that was because I got some incorrect early information of something, and so misstated it. But what was funny about that was, while we were shooting them, I'm like, wow, these sound really great. These are laminate back and side. And they're not. They're all solid wood construction, so that's part of it. These are the FGX5, and we also have an FSX5 to show you. They're also part of the Red Label series, but these are, again, all solid wood construction manufactured in Japan, and they come with a hard shell case. They have the same pickup system as the 3s in this lineup, and a lot of the same features and construction. What primarily sets them apart, other than of course being slightly more expensive, is that they come with a hard shell case and they are manufactured in Japan. And I want to show you in this video why that matters, talk a little bit about what doesn't come across through a YouTube video, and then we're going to demonstrate these for you. But hands down, I'm enamored with these guitars, and I think that they are playing up against guitars that cost a lot more than these do from manufacturers who build them in the United States. And there's something to be said about that. Why aren't these as much as some of those guitars? Why are they less expensive simply because they're made in Japan? I don't know that they should be. They are head and shoulders there with a lot of those brands, from Taylor and Martin and Gibson and Collings and Larrivee and so on and so forth, and Breedlove. These are in that same category. They are phenomenal guitars, and yet they cost less because they're made in Japan. There's a whole nother video we could do about that. We won't go into that diatribe today. All I'm going to tell you is about how fantastic these are. So, FGX is a dreadnought-shaped guitar. This is the FG body shape from Yamaha. The FS is the smaller concert size from Yamaha. X denotes that it has a pickup system. If you don't want a pickup, you can have any of these guitars in either the 3 or the 5 series without them. But this Atmosfeel pickup is phenomenal. So unless you are just dyed-in-the-wool, die-hard, like connected to a particular aftermarket pickup, you should seriously just consider buying one of these that have a pickup in them. I believe so strongly about this pickup and was so taken aback by it when I was first demonstrated to me, and I've gotten a chance to play it, that I'm pretty much ordering all of these with pickups in them. I just think it's that well. So let's talk about what it is. The Red Label guitar harkens back to the 1960s, to 66, when the first Yamaha acoustic guitars, the folk guitars, came over and really found their audience in the 60s folk scene. An FG body from Yamaha was played on stage at Woodstock, and it's really been part of our musical vernacular in the United States ever since. I, in high school, was loaned kind of, until I was tired of it, a Yamaha acoustic guitar to learn to play on. And that's probably a common story for a lot of us, where someone gave us or we early bought a Yamaha acoustic guitar. They've always been known as being fantastic values, really well-constructed guitars. Now, let's talk about the specs, and we'll talk about what's different between this and the 3s. So all the specs are going to be the same. It's an all-solid wood construction instrument. The top is solid Sitka spruce. The back and sides are mahogany. It's bound in ebony, mahogany neck, 25.5-inch scale, 1 3/4 or 1.75-inch nut, okay? Open back tuners, this since 1966 truss rod cover, and the legendary V headstock shape from Yamaha with the Yamaha tuning fork logo up at the top. Now, just because it's a V headstock shape doesn't mean it has anything to do with any of the guitar V shaped that may have come out in the 60s. So you can play Yamaha and play authentic. So again, dreadnought body shape. The top, going back to it, solid Sitka spruce, has a new scalloped bracing scheme for this, and it has their A.R.E technology. Now that's Yamaha's buzzword for torrefaction, which we're seeing from a lot of manufacturers in the industry. It's basically a means of using pressure, atmosphere, and heat to treat the top so that you change the molecular structure of it and open it up. You basically manufacture age into the guitar so that it already comes out being more resonant. And these guitars are definitely more resonant. Acoustically, before we get to how great the electronics are, these guitars just ring. They rumble, they feel fantastic. They are an incredible acoustic guitar. I don't care how much it costs, it's an incredible acoustic guitar. And a lot of that has to do with the manufacturing expertise that Yamaha has. Now the pickup that's in both the 3 and the 5, the Atmosfeel, is a new 3-source pickup from Yamaha. It blends a piezo pickup system under the saddle with a microphone and a new type of material that's sensing the top of the movement on the guitar. Now Yamaha has utilized some impressive technology to bring all of these into a single preamp, not deal with any phase issues, which audio engineers will understand given that we're dealing with 3 sources here, and give you a very simple approach. So you've got 3 knobs. You've got a master volume, a mic blend between the pickup and the mic, and then a bass EQ that goes from a negative to a plus that basically rolls through frequency ranges of peaks and valleys there to kind of sweep through on the bass EQ and allow you to dial that in. The pickup sounds very natural and very resonant as well. Now, why should you look at the 5 versus the 3, China versus Japan? The Chinese guitars are fantastic. That's what we originally demonstrated. They are really, really great guitars. The 5s are better, and that is shown in the price, and they're not that much more expensive. You get a hard shell case, and you can tell. Now, these are the things that we've talked about in some of the other videos, like a Mexican-made Martin versus a USA-made Martin. There's something about the fit and finish and the lightness of construction that's taking place on these instruments versus their Chinese counterparts. And that doesn't mean the Chinese guitars are bad. That just means that these have just that little bit more care taken in building them. And it makes all the difference in the world. So you end up with a better playing, better feeling, just really well put together, more resonant instrument. So that's what you're getting with the red labels. So I've said enough. I'm gonna let the guitars speak for themselves. We're gonna play both this FGX5 and the FSX5 for you. So listen for the acoustic sound as well as what the pickup sounds like. We're running it with the mic blend right in the middle, the bass EQ right in the middle. Check it out. So there you have it, the new Yamaha Red Label guitars, the FGX5 and the FSX5. Two fantastic guitars that really harken back to those initial 1960s Yamaha guitars and bring that into the modern century with vintage look, appeal, modern playability, fantastic resonance, and cutting edge electronics. What more could you want? If you'd like more information about these guitars, go to our website, alamomusic.com, and I'll also put a link down below for each, the FGX5 and the FSX5, so you can go directly to that page and see all the specifications and photos that we have of these instruments. If you're new here, I want to ask you to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. We put these out for your benefit, and we hope they're helping. If anything, I want you to remember that the very best guitar in the world is the one that you're holding in your hands and making music with. I'll see you next time.